Hi everyone, it's Sheila and happy Sunday to you all. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday so far. So, what brings me to YouTube today? I was actually sitting on my couch, totally mopa-doping. I was going to have a mopa-dope kind of a day. Since yesterday, I overexerted myself. The fact that I'm sitting in this room today means I did a lot of work because this room was a total disaster yesterday. Long story, but I got in here and I wanted to see the floor, so I made it through, and I was just exhausted. So today I was just gonna chill on my couch, not do very much, and just not be bothered. I was gonna be hitting the control. I was watching Netflix. I'm into The Killing right now. The Killings, I think it's what it's called on Netflix. So that was gonna be my day, and then I thought, well, I got to see what's going on YouTube. So I grabbed my iPhone and I flip on YouTube, and I see that PurpleyeAvi had recently did a video. I think she like probably done it like 3 hours before or something like that. And not only did the name of her tag video catch my eye, which is called Foundation Tag, but the mere fact that she was wearing purple lips and purple eyes even caught my attention a little bit more. So that being said, I do want to say that my look today is inspired by nowhere near the same. My makeup, I just kind of doodle in it. I'm not a pro. I truly just doodle. I recently got this purple lipstick, Love by Kat Von D. It's the Everlasting Liquid Lipsticks. And I'm loving it. As you all know, I've made that comment several times on YouTube. So when I saw her look, I thought, you know what? I've got some purple eyeshadows in there that I never wear. So go pull them out, girl, and do yourself a video. So that being said, that's my look today. I'm doing it all in purple. So again, I'm going to say the name of her video was Foundation Tag. And I thought that that would be a pretty decent video for me to do today. It would be something quick and simple, and it would get me on YouTube because I'm trying very much to be diligent and make sure I'm doing some videos. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am going to be reading my questions out of my little book, Beauty Begins the Moment You Decide to Be You, and it says Coco Chanel. And I recently got this book to help me stay motivated and to help me make sure that I'm doing my videos and have myself a little bit organized. So the very first question says, your first foundation. Now, my very first foundation, I was pretty young. Well, I say pretty young, probably not that young for makeup because a lot of people wear makeup in their early teens. I didn't wear makeup until I was grown. So I don't remember how old, but probably like 18-ish, 17 or 18, somewhere in there. And where I grew up in the country, I didn't have access to department stores. So I basically could go in the drugstore and that's what I could choose from. And I made my first purchase of Revlon Color Stay in the Cappuccino. And that was my very first foundation. I didn't know a whole lot about color matching. It looks like it matched my skin in the bottle, so I took it home and I wore it. Now, as an adult, I went back and grabbed that when I started doing YouTube, and I don't know if the formula changed. I know sometimes when formulas change, even though they will swear out, no, the colors didn't change, just the formula. But I bought the cappuccino and it was way dark for me. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, back then, was I looking a hot mess and no one ever told me? Or did the formula change? Or my third option is, which I know is a joke, that's probably not a good joke, but I always say to myself sometimes, I think I lightened as I got older. And I think a lot of it is just the difference in spending a lot of time in the sun. When I was younger, when my first husband was always at the drag races, so I was always out there with him. He played softball, so I was always outside. So I think I just, kept an ongoing suntan. Whereas now I'm a lot more cautious of being in the sun, and making sure I'm protecting myself. I mean, I was before, but I'm really cautious now. And a lot of that I owe to YouTube just just seeing, and as I'm getting older, I hear people talk about skin cancer and different things like that. So I guess it's like I'm more aware. I'm more determined to be aware. So that was my very first foundation. I don't really know, honestly. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know if I looking in pictures if I noticed anything from back then. So maybe it did just change the formula, and so the color changed a little bit. The next question says, "What's your favorite coverage?" I'm gonna have to say, for me, medium to full. I don't have problem skin, and I have basically normal skin, but I do like the way medium to full coverage foundations go on. I feel like they give me a more smoother canvas on the face, like they just kind of to apply the rest of my makeup on. I feel like I don't have to work it in as much, even though I do work it in pretty good, because actually what I do with the full coverage foundation is I'll take one dot, like a tiny dot on each side of my face, and I will work my whole face with that one or two dots, and like just buffing it in and buffing it in. So even though I'm using a full coverage, I'm not using a lot of makeup, but I feel that the texture in it kind of goes over my face a lot better. Now the next question is number 3 and number 4, which I think I'm going to just kind of put those together. It is what's your favorite foundation in cold weather, and what's your favorite foundation in warm weather? And the reason I'm putting them together is because I don't have a difference. Um, I don't have a preference. I wear the same foundations year round. Um, I A few years ago I was going to a lot of softball games. Um, and I know that sometimes I would have to kind of darken my makeup a little bit, and I would just do it with the powder. I didn't go out and buy separate foundations for the summer versus the winter. Like I didn't go buy a darker shade. I could make my foundations work by just putting on different powders, and that would give me just a tad bit darker, but I didn't get so much darker that where it just didn't work. I just had to, I would just kind of, I have a bronzer from Hourglass that I use sometimes just to darken foundations, as a powder. So that's what I've always done. I just don't really have that preference over summer versus winter. And because I have such even skin, I don't like well, I shouldn't say even skin. I have normal skin. So I don't get real super oily in the summer, and I don't get super dry in the winter. My skin just basically stays the same year round. So I guess I'm blessed in that department. The next question is your favorite foundation primers. Now, I didn't always wear primers, so I don't have a lot of primers. I actually probably only have about 3 or 4, but I will say that my top favorite would be the Hourglass Mineral Veil, and I don't know how well that's going to come across here. And then, of course, the Rachel K CC Cream. Now, the Rachel K CC Cream, I know has a lot of color to it, and not a lot, but it does have color to it. It's somewhat pale, and a lot of people say, well, how can you use that? And I even questioned that myself before I purchased it. I did make this purchase from Lisa D1 a few months back, and what I do to wear this one is I place it on when I'm getting dressed in the morning, so that allows me to sink into my skin prior to me actually putting on my foundation. It makes a wonderful canvas, smooths the face, makeup stays on all day. I love what this does to your skin before putting on foundation. The Hourglass Mineral Veil, and it's funny because I just recently pulled this back out because this one's almost out, and I've been wearing another one that I have that probably could make my favorites, but I just decided not to put it in there today. But this Mineral Veil, this is the large bottle. I've gone through 2 of the smaller bottles, so I do like it. This is definitely a love. But I just wanted to try something different, and that's when I got the Rachel K. It's funny how you just go through those phases where it works, but then you just see something new, or you see other people using things, so you want to try different ones. But this is by far one of my favorite primers. This one does go on colorless, so I can put this on and go straight into my foundation. Now, I do usually wait about 60 seconds before I put it on, just to make sure that it does go into my skin, but it's colorless, so I can just put it on and go if I need to. The next question is foundation that didn't work for me. I guess I'd have to say I haven't found a drugstore foundation yet that works for me. they generally have perfume in them or something, a smell that usually irritates that of me. So I want to find one because a lot of times on the weekends I may be doing activities that don't really require me putting on a $50 bottle of foundation, using up a $50 bottle of foundation. So, and most of my foundations are quite expensive. Um, the cheapest one or the least expensive one I have is by Clinique. And so, I would love to find one that, was on the $10 to $12 range that I could wear and not have to, not feel as bad if I'm, just outside at a softball game or something. So, but for some reason, I just cannot find one. But I have a hard time with the color matches, and have a hard time. They just don't seem to. I don't know. I think it's the smell that gets me every time. And then I've ran into some texture issues as well. So, and then there is another one that I'm going to include in this, but I probably shouldn't. Um, and that is the new NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. I only have had a sample of it, and I feel that sample is just not working for me. And I think honestly it might be that the sample should have been shaken up a little bit before it was given to me, or before it was put into the bottle should have been shaken before it was given to me. So I do want to try that one again. So I won't call it one that just totally didn't work for me. I'm going to say that sample didn't work for me. And then number 9, number 8 and 9 could be kind of combined together, but I'm going to leave them separate in the sense that, where are they? Where are they? Okay, here they are. I love both of these foundations. And number 9, first of all, let me tell you what the question is. Number 9 is your favorite foundation combination. Now, I don't like to mix foundations. I don't want to sit here every morning and try to figure out, a dab of this or a dab of that to make my perfect color match, or my perfect coverage. Like, I just don't want to do all that. But I purchased both of these foundations, and I purchased both of these in deep. Now, one of them is the Tarte Maracuja Marigold Foundation, and the other one is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Balancing Foundation. Now, I love the formula of both of these foundations. The Maracuja does go on a little bit shiny. At first, it freaks you out. Like, it freaked me out, I should say. When I first put it on, I thought, whoa, this looks like oil. Like I'm putting on oil on my skin. But once it sets, it's like beautiful. But both of these are in the color, deep. So that's why they could almost be a fail. The fail is that the color deep doesn't really match my skin tone. It's actually too dark. It's too much on the brown side for me. Whereas I have a reddish golden tone to my skin. So these tend to have some work to make them look halfway decent on my face. Now today I am wearing the Maracuja one, and I have it mixed with the Guerlain, I can't think of the name of it, I'll put it somewhere here, foundation. And I have 2 of those, and I have it on with the lighter one. So I had to mix it in order to kind of give it somewhat of a complexion or a color that would work for my skin tone. And I still feel like when I look at it, it looks more brown than golden. And I need that reddish golden to my foundations, if I'm making any sense. So I do have to wear these with combination, making them into a combination, or they would be a foundation that wouldn't work for me, but not because of the formula, but because of the colors that I have. And the next question is foundation wish list. Whereas I have stated that I do have several high-end foundations. My least expensive is the Clinique, which is $27. And these 3 that I'm going to tell you about are on the high end. So I need to take the time to go in and be color matched to them, and hopefully be able to try them out. I just want to kind of see what they're like. I know at Sephora, I tried which one of them is the YSL, Yves Saint Laurent. And at the Sephora in my area, they don't have a match in the store. But I do know online, there's, all the different, the different textures and the different names and they have tons of colors. So I'm hoping to go somewhere where I can be color matched one day soon and try out the Yves Saint Laurent. Um, Giorgio Armani is one that I really want to try. I hear so much about it on YouTube. I've just been lazy and haven't gone in Saks and color matched myself. And then Chanel. So those are my three that I really want to be color matched to. I think the Giorgio Armani and the Chanel are my top ones, and the Yves Saint Laurent would be my third one down, I guess. I don't know. But I have them listed in here on my paper as Armani, Chanel, and Yves Saint Laurent. So that's probably pretty much how I view them. Like if I was to go out right now, I would probably get the Armani one first. And last but not least, how do you apply your foundation, with sponges or brushes? I don't like the sponges. I don't like them at all. I don't actually have the beauty blender, so I know that everyone's gonna say, well, it's because you don't, that's why you don't like it. But I have one that I bought. I guess I got it at TJ Maxx, and I don't remember the name of it, but I just don't like having to wet a sponge, and I don't know. I just feel like it just doesn't go on it's just too much work, and I don't feel like they apply the foundation on my face. Maybe it's just what I'm doing the way I like it with a brush. So I am totally a brush girl. I love placing my foundation on with a brush. So that being said, I've got 3 brushes here that are my favorite brushes, and they're all dirty because I just used all 3 of them actually to put on my makeup. So forgive me that they're dirty, but I am going to be washing these babies today because they need it. Now, my first one, and the one that I use the most, is this is from Sephora, and it's number 56. And that's what the top of the brush is like. Again, I tell you, it's really dirty. So don't hate me because I use my brush. I love this brush. I love when I put on my foundation, I tend to do this motion with it. And it's just the perfect size. It goes under my eyes, around my nose. Just perfect. I love this brush. Now, the next one that I'm going to show you is from It's Cosmetics, and it is the 2-in-1 brush. This is supposed to be for concealer, and then this is for the foundation. Now, I recently, I still use this every once in a while because I just love this brush, and that's why it's dirty right now, because I kind of will place my makeup on with this one and then kind of buff it in with this one, or sometimes I'll start placing it on with this one. And what happens is this particular brush has been washed several times. It's been used, and I must say that it didn't hold up as well as my Sephora one, because the last time I washed it, my little hair started to come out. So I'm kind of scared to wash it again because I don't want to lose the rest of the rest of the hairs that's in it. But sometimes they come out worse than others, and sometimes they get on my face. So that's when I switch over to my Sephora one. Now on this end, which is a concealer, which I know has nothing to do with this foundation, but I love this little end. So even though I may not use this one as much now, I still have to have this brush for this end. And that's all I'm going to say because this is a foundation tag video. Now the last foundation brush that I'm going to show you, I don't apply my makeup with it, my foundation with it. I mainly just use it to buff in my foundation. Once I place it on my foundation with one of the other of the brushes I just showed you, I take this brush and I just kind of swirl it around my face, all over my face, all around my neck area, just all over. And it gives me that well put together, airbrushed look. And I love this brush. And the sad part about it is it sat on my dresser for probably several months after I purchased it, and I did absolutely nothing with it. And then one day I thought to myself, go pick up that brush and use it. You spent money for it, girl. And so now I'm loving it. So yeah. So that was the last tag question, and I hope you all enjoyed my tag video. I do tag anyone that's listening to this video or watching this video, I should say. I do tag you to do the video as well. And if you're a person that don't do videos, and you just want to comment below, feel free to do that too, because I would love to know your answers to some of the questions that I've asked or that was asked in the tag video. So as always, have a fun day, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye.